All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer, this time between the Boulevard Brewing Company out of Kansas City, Missouri, and Modern Times Beer out of San Diego, California, and this is their Restless Nights. So this is actually a blend of an American porter and a bourbon barrel-aged American porter that is then aged on bourbon barrel-aged coffee beans for 2 days. Comes in at 7.5% alcohol by volume, 30 IBUs on the time of review. This can is just over 2 months old. So I saw this one on the shelf of a local bottle shop and I was like, man, sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna grab it. The price was right. Sounds like it might be a tasty beer, and I love me some collaborations, especially when they're good. So hopefully that is the case with this one. So let's crack this one open. Like I said, it's weird. They're aging this one on bourbon barrel aged coffee beans just for 2 days, but maybe they just want to impart some of the coffee flavor. It is a blend of, like I said, a fresh American porter, and then they're blending it with a bourbon barrel aged American porter. So it's not a full on 100% barrel aged beer. All right, that should be good. Throw that over here like this. And yeah, so that poured out like more of a dark brown, but in the glass, that's pitch black. There's even no like ruby red or like brown tones at the bottom. Half finger of this, we'll say more of like a light, we'll say a light brown, maybe more of a, like a khaki colored head, looking relatively creamy. Looks like a nice porter. Let's get a nose. Wow, huge coffee, still at just over 2 months old. Big coffee, acidic coffee, dark fruits. Oh, that coffee is incredible. The nose. Underneath it, more of like a dark chocolate. Not quite like Baker's, but also not quite like Hershey Special Dark, somewhere in between. There's some caramel, there's some toffee. Barrel aged, I don't know. Touch of vanilla, but I'm not really getting any like barrel character to the nose. This has been out of the fridge for like half an hour, 45 minutes, probably in like the 50, 55 range. And I'm not getting much of the barrel. Yeah, really no barrel to speak of. Wow, what was that? Okay, so out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, I'm getting like a salted caramel kind of vibe. Like I'm getting a little bit of salinity with like a decent caramel kick to it. I don't know if that's coming from the beans or a mix of the beans and the base beer itself. Wow, that smells awesome. Where the hell did that come from? I don't know why I said it like that. Where did it come from? I have no idea. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Wow, I don't know why that just popped to the forefront, and I'm smelling, but like salted caramel like chocolate kind of. Weird, but amazing. The nose is pretty dynamite, honestly. Even with the lack of barrel, the coffee's there. That salted caramel thing is awesome. I don't know. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. What is it with this beer? So the first sip, I'm kind of like, it's solid. That second sip, I'm getting salted caramel, and it's nice, really nice. Body on this one, 7.5% is like medium, maybe a touch over medium, perfect for the ABV. The mouthfeel is really nice as well. Soft and smooth carbonation, but you know, between light and moderate carbonation, so it's not overly carbonated. Body mouthfeel really nice on this. The taste is weird, but in a good way. Salted caramel. I'm getting salted caramel. I'm getting a salinity. I am getting definite caramel. It almost has desserty vibes with like almost like salted caramel chocolate, but like if that chocolate was like a 60% cacao bar. That's kind of what I'm getting. So you get like the sweeter caramel and you know, the salinity from the salt, but like then you would get like the bitterness from the chocolate and kind of cancels one another out. Really weird. So right up front, that salted caramel thing hits me. It's unmistakable for me. And again, no caramel in this one, no salt as far as I know. Not really sure what's happening. Maybe the complexity to the beans that they use in this one, maybe the base stout, but salted caramel. Pass through the palate, the coffee hits. Not as vibrant as it was in the nose, but it's definitely there. Slightly acidic, some dark fruits. The one thing I will say about this beer, for me personally, not getting the barrel. Not getting any oak tannins, not getting a vanilla kind of tinge to it. Not getting any of just the spirit itself. Kind of lost on me. Yeah, really no barrel. Finishes slightly dry, decent residual sweetness, there's a light amount of like bitterness to this one as well. At 7.5%, I don't taste it on the palate. A little bit of chest warming, but it drinks like you would expect 7.5% beer to drink. I really like that salted caramel, but it's just weird. I know. I mean, it's just kind of like hops, right? Like you'll be drinking an IPA and you're getting, I'm getting all this crazy fruit character, but I'm just using hops. There's no fruit in here. It's just the hops. Kind of the same with this. There is no caramel in here as far as I know. There is no salt. So that salted caramel thing could just be coming from the beans, could be coming from the base beer, could be coming from the barrel. Who knows? I mean, it could be from anything, right? But I enjoy that one, even though it was super unexpected. And I might be the only person in the world to get a salted caramel vibe from this beer. And if I am, you know what? I'm all right with it. This is a really nice beer. I'm really enjoying it, but I don't think I'm enjoying it for the purpose of this beer. The purpose of this beer was supposed to be like a blend of a fresh American porter and a bourbon barrel aged American porter, then aged on bourbon barrel aged coffee beans. I'm getting the coffee. Yeah, I'm getting some of the base porter. I'm not really, maybe I am. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of porter. Maybe that's where the caramel is coming from. Maybe that chocolate as well. But I wouldn't necessarily say, if I was doing this blind, I would think this is some kind of adjunct porter or even stout. I'd be like, there's got to be caramel in here. There's got to be salt in here. It's got to be a salted caramel something. But it's not. So I always rate on my channel to personal preference. I only review to or rate to style and preference when I think a beer needs to be talked about in terms of the style that the beer is. Like, you know, I'm not a huge fan of like American adjunct lagers or like certain styles. And I'll be like, okay, I recognize this is a quality beer, so I'll give this a score in both the style and my personal preference. This one, just personal preference. I'm going to give Restless Nights from Boulevard and Modern Times a low 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 3.9 out of 5. It's a tasty beer. I enjoy it. I don't think I'm getting what I'm supposed to in this beer, but at the same time, I don't care. Now, this is where I always say, oh, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about it. And you guys just think that's like just part of my shtick, and it might be. But I truly do always want to know what anybody out there, if you're watching this video, any of my videos, I would love to know what you think about this beer. So always post a comment. I'd love to hear back from everybody out there that drinking the same beer that I am. So if you've had this one before, for real, if you've had this one before, let me know what you think about this one, because this is kind of a mindfuck to me. I mean, that salted caramel thing is just so weird to me in a good way. But did you get, you know, a lot of the coffee? Did you get the barrel age aspect from the bourbon barrel aged American porter, or even from the bourbon barrel aged coffee beans? Because I really didn't. So I want to hear back from you guys and let me know what you think about it, because I'm very curious. Price and availability on this one. When I think I said the price was right on this one at the beginning. It's because I paid $3.69 for this can. Now look, you're talking about a barrel aged American porter with bourbon barrel aged coffee beans in a 16-ounce can, less than $4 a can. I'll pay that all day, every day. Would I pay that again now knowing what I'm drinking? Maybe, maybe not. So you're talking about probably like $13.99 a 4-pack for this one. Or maybe even $13.99, $14.99 a 4-pack for this one. I think that's a good price for what is going on in this beer. Not sure I'd pay that again based on what I'm drinking, but it is a nice beer. And availability, wherever Boulevard gets distribution. We get Boulevard here, and I don't see all their releases, but I sure as hell saw this one. We also get some Modern Times beer here now in Western New York. So the fact that both of them distribute here, maybe that was the whole point of them, releasing this one in distro to this area. But if you see Boulevard or Modern Times, you probably should see this one at some point. So yeah, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I'm gonna say it one more time. If you've had this one before, post in the comments. Let me know, because I don't know what the fuck's going on with this beer, and I'd like to hear other people's opinions, just so I'm not crazy. But I probably am, because my palate's stupid, and that's how it goes. So take it easy for the next one. Cheers.